What's up, guys? Sheikh Rampedi here. Banyana Banyana are through to the knockout stages of the WAFCON. Gavin Hunt is officially back. And what is going on at Chippa United? If this is your first time watching, sit back and relax. Let's go.
That's how it goes?
They keep asking about the best when they know it's me.
Okay.
Asking about the rest when they know it's me.
Straight in, I guess.
You know it's me.
So let's kick things off in Morocco at the WAFCON. So the group stages are done, the games are completed, and our ladies are through to the knockout stages. And how they did it was, if you look at the group being shown on the screen right now, they finished top, finished above Nigeria as well. And also, this is the first time that they've done this since early 2000s. Having to win all three games within the group. So it is a good omen. It is something that is different, I would have to say. They do face Tunisia next. And I think Tunisia, the way that they play, they do like to hold the ball. They do like to slow down the tempo of the game. Whereas Banyana Banyana, on the other hand, like to quicken the tempo. That's what I would say. There's only one issue that I would have to say with regards to South Africa when they play at the tournament. I've put some numbers down for you guys. The first game that they played was against Nigeria. They had 9 shots, 2 on target, 57% ball possession. They managed to score 2 goals, which is great. The next one was against Burundi. I mean, there they were pure dominance. 28 shots, 16 on target, 67% ball possession. They managed to score 3. If you watch that game, they should have scored more. And I think against Botswana, the same thing. 26 shots, 6 on target, 69% ball possession, and they only managed to score 1. Now, the only thing is that worries me about this is Banyana Banyana are dominating possession. Banyana Banyana are creating chances. Banyana Banyana are taking shots as well, but they're not on target. To have these amount of shots, especially the ones that are on target and the ball possession, to only have scored 5 goals and 6 goals within the group stage, I think that is something that they need to work on, especially considering if the other opposition has one chance and they put it away, that could be a problem for them. And speaking about having to put shots on target and having to get the goals, bad news have come out. Some really bad news for South Africa, for all of us. Thembi Kgatlana out for the rest of the tournament. She ruptured her Achilles. This is going to be huge because she's one of the starting frontliners with Jermaine as well, and them having to also get in the goals throughout this tournament. We had an 18-year-old score within the last game against Botswana, so we do have players that can come in and also score goals, but Thembi Kgatlana is like our Ronaldo per se. You know, she's the one that is always trying to create chances. She's the one that's always taking the shots as well. So her being out is huge. But I think Desiree Ellis, with the depth that she has within the squad, and you saw that she rotated in the Botswana game and still managed to win. And I think there's just a lot of depth, and I think she can find a way around that. But other than that, ladies, good luck against Tunisia. Gavin Hunt is back within South African football. He was announced as the head coach for SuperSport United. I mean, we spoke about this last week, and I was happy about the appointment as well, because I felt that he would be given a chance and they wouldn't be rushing him to sort of get the right results as well. And it's a home that he knows before. It's a home that he's won trophies at before. So I gave him a to-do list. Yes, I wrote down 4 points that I think Gavin Hunt needs to mark down so that SuperSport can have a successful campaign. Number 1, Ronan Williams. I mean, he needs to sort that out. Whether he's going to stay, whether he's going to go. Stan Matthews has spoken about the player and as well as him to sort of see what's going to happen. But Stan Matthews said the key word, likely to leave. So it looks like he might potentially be going to Mamelodi Sundowns. It's heading closer to that. And if he is heading out, you have to find a replacement for such a goalkeeper, for someone who is also Bafana's number 1, who is the most capped player at SuperSport United as well. So that's number 1 that he needs to sort out. Number 2, Bradley Grobler. Yes, Bradley Grobler, that is a situation that needs to be worked around. You saw last season what happened. They were so reliant on Gabuza to get all of the goals because Grobler was always injured. And it's not the first time that he's injured. He's been injury prone for a number of years, but when he's on it, he can score goals. That's what we know, but he needs to sort that out in terms of it can't be Gabuza again. They need to find someone else who can get in the goals and maybe even challenge the likes of Ikram Reyners to get more goals within the team. Number 3, add more experience. I mean, that one is for sure. He needs to add more experience. And fun enough, I think he was reading my mind when I actually wrote this down over the weekend, because yesterday SuperSport announced their signing by the name of Thulani Hlatshwayo, a player that has worked with Gavin, a player who's won trophies with Gavin as well at Bidvest Wits. He was Gavin's captain as well. And I said they needed to add more experience, because when I looked at their squad, I saw on the internet that of the 25 players that was part of the squad, only about 8 were 30 and above. Only 8. And I think it's a very young squad, but it just needs more experience. And Thulani Hlatshwayo comes in with that experience, having to also play for the national team as well. And the one thing I tweeted as well was, Gavin, please find his form again. Find Thulani Hlatshwayo again, because I like him. I like the way he is. I like how he is even off the pitch. You can see he is a leader. But when he went to Orlando Pirates, it just went away in a way that I did not see it happening. So find his form again, and I think he will do good for the club. The last point, get this team back into top 4. SuperSport historically are a team that have done a lot within South African football, winning the cups that they have. Look at this. Just look at this. The last 7 seasons of SuperSport, they finished 8th last season. The previous season was 5th. 5th again, 6th, 7th, 5th the previous season, and then 8th. That's in the last 7 seasons. They've not been able to be in the top 4. And I think Stan Matthews, speaking out in the media, he wants them to get back to that. And guess what? The last manager who got them to that situation is back again. And these are the things I think Gavin and Stan Matthews need to do in order for SuperSport United to have a successful season. Let's move on to Chippa United in the Eastern Cape. What is going on at Chippa United? They put out a statement regarding Kurt Linkies, and this is what it said. Whilst pondering the way forward on the head coaching position and holding interviews and allowing the process to take place in the most fair manner, the club has taken the decision to place Kurt Linkies, who is naturally interested in the matter, on special leave. The club will issue a statement upon its decision on the way forward. Ends. Again, Chippa United changing coaches. You look at Chippa United ever since they came into the DStv Premiership, you ask the question to Chippa Mbengesi, what does he want to do? What is the game plan for Chippa United? Do they want to win the league one day? Because the stability is just not there. It's really not there. And you think I'm joking, right? I'll show you this. In the last 10 years, these are the coach changes that have happened at the club in the last 10 years. Look at those names. I mean, Mangoba was once there. Farouk Abrams was once there. Ian Palmer was once there. Costa Papic was once there. Ernst Middendorp, who is linked with the job to come back again, he was there as well. He's going to be coming back. Dan Malisela, how many times has he been there? In the last 10 years, the club has changed coaches over 20 times. Over 20 times. And some came back. Some had second stints, some had third stints. But you sort of wonder, what is the game plan that Chippa Mbengesi is trying to do? That is something that I just don't understand. Wait. Just hold on. I need to just take this call quickly. Hello? Yo, bro. No, man. Really? Wait, it's the one that I retweeted, nah? No, man, I thought they were congratulating him for winning the Tiski Shield match against TS Galaxy. So he's the head coach now. Wow. Okay. Thanks, bro. Sorry for checking out there for a little bit. Just got some breaking news. Chippa United have a head coach. He's brand new. He hasn't come back. His name is Dane Clade. He was coaching the Diski Challenge team, and now he's coaching the senior men's team. I mean, the way they change, and I'm happy for Dane Clade because there's a passion that he does have. There's a passion that I see within him and what he's done with the youth that's there at Chippa United. Chippa Mbengesi has to give him time. Has to give him time to move the club forward because I can see the vision, but Chippa Mbengesi has to see it with me. The only problem is, Chippa United would probably tell me, you have to spend it like me then. And I don't spend it all. It's his football club for sure. But Dane Clayton, I wish him all the best. I think he is someone who's won a lot of trophies. He's someone who has had great success within his career as well. And I do believe if he can be backed, and if he can be supported, and if he can be allowed to bring in the youngsters and the DDC team to come into the senior men's team, I think Chippa have something good on their hands. But it's down to Chippa United what he does. I touched on the Diski Challenge. So this past weekend, the Diski Shield was playing. TS Galaxy was part of it. Chippa United was part of it. KZ Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns. They're all playing, which was great to see. I think what I loved watching about the kids playing is that they had nothing to lose. They just went for it back and forth. And there's a star player that plays for KZ Chiefs, Mfundo Vilakazi. He burst onto the scene in the Phillies games. A teenager, still is a teenager. And again, he showed his moments of brilliance for KZ Chiefs when they had to win the game that they did in order to go into the next round of the Diski Shield. Now, the question came up, people are speaking, should he be promoted to the first team? He's a talent. He's a gem. And he's got a lot of tricks. I think anyone who's watched him, it reminds you of Skarangobesen as well as Jabupule, Steve Lekoleya, those type of players that were exciting you as a South African whenever they got onto the ball and they did their dancing. But we have to be careful with this player. I think the club has to be careful. You don't want to rush him into a setting where he's playing with senior players and probably not even getting the game time that he's supposed to. And the most important thing is when he's playing at the Diski Challenge, he looks happy. He looks happy. And I think we need to keep that because people forget this man's only about 15, 16 years old. People think he's 18 or 19. He's only 15, 16 years old, and he's also exposed to a professional setting for the first time at this age. So kids Chiefs need to be careful with that. And I think also the viewers too. The viewers too we like to rush this whole thing of players must be rushed in and must be played quickly. I think even us, I've seen football fans as well, turn on players quickly when they don't deliver. So if he gets thrown in and he doesn't deliver, you can just imagine if suddenly people turn on him. Suddenly they say, but why did Chiefs rush him? That's why I think not only does the club have to be careful with that, I think even us as the public need to be careful. And I think he's at DDC. He's happy. Just let him play. Let him play. I think Chiefs know eventually there will be a time where he needs to get some minutes. And I saw someone tweeting to say, but Messi also started at like 16. But did you see how Messi got roped into Barcelona? It was about the last 5 minutes of the game, last 10 minutes of the game. He wasn't playing as much. And you probably would say Barcelona at that time were probably well more structured than what would you say KZ Chiefs is at this moment. So if he does get 5 minutes this coming season, then great. 10 minutes, then great. But I would not expect him to always be featuring. And I think at DDC, he's progressing really well. Off the field matters now. Teko Modise made the headlines for very good reasons that I personally like. He's going to be venturing into player management with a company called the Prestigious Group. So a statement came out, him confirming that he's going to be doing this, and this is what he had to say. What I'm going into is management agency. I think there's a huge demand in that industry where there will always be new talent somewhere. And looking at how things are, there's a lot of talent coming up, and I've always been interested in talent management. So that's my journey, my agency, the Prestigious Group. And when I saw this, I actually really liked it because of the career that Teko Modise has had. If you want to ask for advice, a player who's played at a World Cup, a player who was an ambassador for McDonald's before, a player who's played for Orlando Pirates and as well as Sundowns before as well. I think he would be able to give players good advice. And I think those South African footballers, the former greats, I don't know if all of them can do it, but those who've had really great careers, I think it's something that they can venture into, especially considering that some of our players in South Africa do need that guidance so that they do not go off the rails. But good luck to him and his company. Let's talk about the champions now. Mamelodi Sundowns, they're moving in the transfer window. They haven't announced necessarily as many as what you'd say Chiefs has or Orlando Pirates have or Sekhukhune has. But it looks like their signings will eventually be announced. We spoke about Nasir, who's going to be making his way to South Africa, but there's another player now, defender, linked to Mamelodi Sundowns. His name is Abdelmonem Boutal. He's going to be coming in, a player who's Morocco, very good defender, 24 years old, and he comes in where there's already a number of defenders at Mamelodi Sundowns. And I guess that's the trick for Mamelodi Sundowns, is that some players are not going to be getting the necessary game time. But never mind the number of defenders that are there. Let's focus on the foreign quota that's there at the club, because there's a number of foreigners and you're only allowed a specific number within the DStv Premiership. So I've put a list of the names, and if he's going to come in, that's going to make it 7 foreigners at the club. And from what I remember, you only allowed 5. And Sumahuru went out on loan at Supersport United. He's come back. I don't know if he's still a Mamelodi Sundowns player. He could have left. But even with him gone, there is 5. And if he comes in, then there's 6. So which of these players would be sacrificed in order to accommodate him being part of the team? You look at Chaulile having to be as great as he was. Safranco, I'm not really sure about Safranco, but I can see his importance for Mamelodi Sundowns in particular games. But I think also what motivates Mamelodi Sundowns going for this player is the fact that they had a defensive crisis last season. And Divine Lungu at times had to play at centre-back role. But it's going to be very interesting to see in terms of how do they deal with the number of foreigners that are within the squad. But never mind even that, even just having to pick defenders or centre-backs that's going to play. I mean, good luck to all the coaches at Mamelodi Sundowns. It's that time again. It's that time for Bet of the Week. This is the part where I show you my bet slip. That's going to happen this coming week, and hopefully that it lights in green. Can I show you guys something painful? Look at last week's bet slip, man. It's painful, né? Just one selection. Just one. You know? I nearly got it. And to pick me up, I actually took a risky bet. I bet on the Banyana game against Burundi. I said over 3.5. And as you can see, bam! Yep, I won that bet. Because Banyana Banyana won 3-1. So I'm happy with that. So now we go into this week. Now this week, there's still a number of games. And I'm also starting to watch a lot more women's football. I think that's also getting me into tune. And I have to say, the women's game has improved, guys. Like, I'd say internationally and as well as locally or continentally, it has really improved on the continent and as well as internationally. So I've picked 4 games. The first one, Denmark going up against Finland. I think Denmark is going to win that one. Germany going up against Spain. It's going to be a very tight game. 2 big sides. I think under 3.5. Sweden against Switzerland. I'm going with Sweden on that one. I mean, I think they're doing really well recently with getting the wins. France against Belgium. France, you don't know what to expect really, but I think they're a very strong side. And I think France are going to get the win over Belgium. And with those games, my odds are standing at 2.84. So with a mere 400 Rand, I'm getting back over 1,000 Rands back. So that's the bet I'm going to be placing this week. Don't forget to always remember to place your bets at betway.co.za. We've come to the end of the show. It's the end, but got some amazing news for everyone. I don't know if anybody saw this. The PSL came out with some fantastic news. Let me show it to you guys. Just look what they posted. The PSL, the DStv Premiership, starts on the 5th of August. And that is the same time the Premier League starts. Can you believe it? We're under 4 weeks until all these club leagues start again. I can't wait for it, I'll tell you that. For those watching, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you're notified for future episodes.